Alright guys, so I have never in my life made a YouTube video, and I guess I just wanted to share what I've gone through when coming off Suboxone. Basically, let me give you a little backstory. I had to have surgery on my neck. It was basically keeping me from being a functional human being. I mean, I lived at like a 7 or an 8 chronically. Even with all of the oxy and all of the, just all of it. The oxy, the morphine, whatever I could get my hands on. Came off the meds by myself about 3 years ago. And then I was forced to go back on them again by my insurance company, which stated that if I wasn't in some kind of a pain management program, then I clearly couldn't have been in as much pain as I claimed to be in. And so basically they were only willing to cover $7,000 worth of a $120,000 surgery. So anyway, with that said, we ended up getting a really good insurance company. Anyway, so I stayed on Oxy from December of this past, not this past December, but the previous December, so 2015. And I'd been on it up until July 28th, which is when I had the surgery. It took me 8 days to check myself into a detox, and that was a miserable experience, but I'm not going to go into that. I'm sure you all can identify if you've ever been to rehab. So anyway, I decided to go on Suboxone because I just couldn't stomach the withdrawals. Detox was a huge fail, an epic fail. And so anyway, my insurance covered the Suboxone doctor from August of last year up until January of this year, at which point our insurance became entirely too much to pay for on a monthly basis, and so the company decided to drop it to Aetna, which we had Blue Cross Blue Shield. And anyway, so I was basically forced to come off the Suboxone real quick. When I dropped from 8 milligrams down to 3 milligrams all at once. The method that I used was taking really high mega doses of vitamin C, which seemed to really help. It didn't help so much with the runs, which we all know is one of the worst aspects of going through any kind of opiate withdrawal, whether it be Suboxone or Oxycontin, it doesn't matter. And so anyway, I kept taking the vitamin C, and I was also taking niacin and a multivitamin 6 times a day because that was suggested to me by a doctor. We all know that when we're taking pain medications, our bodies are not able to absorb nutrients correctly. Even Suboxone. Everybody thinks that Suboxone is this great miracle drug. You don't ever really reach the full range of emotions that... So anyway, there's a squirrel in the yard over here, and he is screaming at me. I don't know if you guys can see him or not. Where's he at? There he is. Anyway, so with that said... Anyway, so over the next couple of weeks, I dropped it down to 1 milligram until I almost ran out. I still had a few pieces left, but I was so sick and tired of not feeling anything. You don't feel anything. You feel just such a baseline of emotion. It's just not real, and I knew that it wasn't real. My purposes for going on Suboxone were that I was taking care of a friend of mine who had pancreatic cancer, and I couldn't go through the withdrawal process and still managed to take her to all of her chemo appointments and take her to get her Procrit injections and all of that stuff. If you've ever dealt with somebody who has cancer, you understand what I'm talking about. So let me start by saying that the first couple of days were really rough. I mean, rough. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Even with all of the vitamin C, I don't care what anyone tells you, you're still going to have a lot of the same symptoms of regular opiate withdrawal. However, they're not going to be nearly as bad as what opiate withdrawal was. I'm today on day 4. I got up, I took a shower, I actually sat in an Epsom salt bath for probably 30 minutes, which helped a lot because I slept maybe 6 hours last night. Thank God for the vitamin C and the B complex. And I also got something called Highland's restless legs syndrome. And it really has helped exponentially. But the greatest help thus far has been the baths with the Epsom salt. I strongly suggest that because it helps calm down the restless legs, and yeah, it's beneficial. Anyway, today I just want to let you guys know today's day 4. The half-life of buprenorphine is 72 hours. So basically, by 11 days, most of it should be out of your system. The purpose of tapering, guys, and I'm just going to tell you, I was only on it for 5 months. That was it. But it still was rough the first couple of days. But it wasn't nearly, like I said, as rough as opiates. But, the purpose of tapering is to make it as comfortable as possible. But what people don't seem to realize is that you're going to go through discomfort. I think that a lot of us are on here looking for an easy fix. There is no easy fix. Whether you come off, oxy or you come off buprenorphine, you're going to go through hell. You're going to go through hell. But I will say the Suboxone made it tolerable. Like I said, today's only day 4. I'm just curious to see what the next 6 days are going to look. Well, actually 7 days, which will bring me to day 11. Looks like. So anyway, I wasn't able to make a video for the last 3 days, but I will definitely start making more videos from this point moving forward. Anyway, good luck, y'all. You can definitely do this. And if it weren't for a lot of the other videos that I watched, I wouldn't have gotten through this. So, thanks, YouTube.